we doing, Arkansas and Florida fans? Welcome to all our subscribers. If you're new here also, thanks for checking out the channel and joining us here today. Today we're doing a deep dive into the West Region Sweet 16. Here we are with two SEC teams in the Sweet 16 here in the West Region. Florida, to no one's real surprise, is in the Sweet 16 after beating Norfolk State and taking down reigning champs, the UConn Huskies. For Arkansas, they survived Hall of Fame corner where the Razorbacks took down the Kansas Jayhawks, and then Rick Pitino's St. John's Red Storm. The journey to get here has been incredible for both these teams. Florida has been a rising star in this conference to a national title contender now and has not lost a game in the month of March thus far. While Arkansas is 7-3 in their last 10 games and have shocked the college basketball establishment with their run in this year's tournament. If you've been following us all season, you know who the stars are. You know these team stories, and I won't waste your time recapping where we've been because we're all looking forward at this point. It should be noted, though, if both these teams manage to win their Sweet 16 matchups, we'll have at least 3 teams in the Elite Eight from the same conference. If one or more SEC teams wins their Sweet 16 game, the SEC will tie the all-time record for most teams in the Elite Eight from a single conference, which was set back in 2009. If three SEC teams navigate these next 2 rounds, it'll be a tie for the all-time record for most teams in a single conference in the Final Four, set all the way back in 1985. The SEC this season has been really just out here breaking records for most part of the year, and most of these teams are from a single conference in the tournament, records like crazy, and they set the Sweet 16 record over the weekend with 7 teams here in the Sweet 16. And if you're looking for a deeper meaning in all that, all these teams in the SEC this year have been battle tested, with nearly half the conference being Sweet 16 quality or better. Don't count any SEC team out in any game this year as we go through the tournament. All these teams have shown they can play with nearly anybody. Let's go through these opponents that these teams will face. We'll go from tip time, and just because I'm not going to talk about your game right off the bat, and we'll see who the other team's facing, that could be a potential opponent for you. So let's hang in here. If you're an Arkansas fan, I'll talk about you second since you got the nightcap. First game out in the West, Florida will take on the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland is a complete basketball team under the coaching of Kevin Willard. Last season, Maryland really struggled on the offensive end for Willard, but major adjustments were made this offseason to the offensive style with the addition of freshman standout Derek Queen. Queen was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school and homegrown in Baltimore. The center is 6'10", a good facilitating big man, and an efficient inside scorer. This kid is a lottery pick, good level, and is dangerous because he can put the ball on the floor and drive and can attack on different spots in the interior. Queen is a major focal point in this game plan, but what you'll notice is a supporting cast that will keep defenses honest around the perimeter when necessary, thus freeing up Queen's game in the inside. Let's jump to the whiteboard here and get a quick visualization of this whole thing. The most common lineup for Maryland over the last 5 games has been Queen at the number 5, Reese at the number 4, Miguel at the number 3, Rodney Rice at the number 2, and Jacoby Gillespie at the number 1. Maryland has used this lineup for 40.5% of possessions over the last 5 games. To give a breakdown, Queen is your primary option on the interior, and he's churning your points per possession with a 2-point percentage of 55.8%. That's 1.12 points per shot. The secondary is Reese, who converts from the inside at 55.7%, nearly identical points per shot. Reese will be involved at 4% less possessions per game, and you can see how this creates mismatch problems for teams without much front court depth. The interior will be the focus for how Maryland wants to play. While this isn't a high volume 3-point shooting team, they keep defenses honest from crashing the paint by having knockdown shooters on the outside available for kickouts and quick threes. Take a look at the numbers. Gillespie has taken 207 threes this season and converts at 40.6%. Rodney Rice has taken 209 and has converted at 37.3%. And finally, Miguel has taken 173 threes and hits at 43.4%. The percentages are impressive enough, but take the points per shot into consideration. 1.22, 1.13, and 1.3. Give a rough mean around the arc. Maryland converts their threes at an even higher efficiency than from the inside, demanding attention to the perimeter. This thus creates isolations for big men down low, and if one is in a mismatch, you have a problem. This also gives Queen the chance to move from the perimeter and drive the lane, since multiple players are unlikely to pick him up because of the concern out there. That's exactly what happened in Maryland's game against Colorado State for their game-winning shot that Queen hit late there. Was it a travel or not? It's another question. The good news for Florida is that they have the depth and talent to compete with this front court, but Condon, Chinyonlu, Hawk, and others will need to be at their best in this game. By the way, Maryland likes to play the way that they can create switches in various different ways, and they want to get out and run as well. A few more notes about this game. Florida is going to have to be strong going to the rim because this is a very good shot blocking team. And while Florida has been good not turning over the basketball this year, Maryland is very good at forcing turnovers and stealing the basketball. This is what often leads to those fast break transition opportunities for the Terrapins. But Maryland has also been a team that has lost a couple of games on final shots this season. It seems when games get tight, something happens for them. However, maybe that narrative is changing, considering the fact that the Colorado State, where they hit the game-winning shot, maybe they flipped the script at this point. KenPom has this game 81-75, Gators at 71%. This could be one of the best games to watch this year in the tournament. Let's go to the nightcap on Thursday, which will be between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. This is a balanced attack offense with a focus on shooting ability. The Red Raiders, this is much more than just JT Toppin out there. Their ability to shoot is what unleashes their offense overall. But what's interesting is that they are a team that wants to grind their opponent down by playing a slower style of play. This won't be the slowest style of play you'll ever see, but it's methodical. And it's also a matter of math and consideration. We have better shooters. We're more likely to convert possession to possession, and we're going to limit the opportunities for you to go on a run should we ever go cold. The offensive emphasis is the same as Nate Oates, Dennis Gates, or Mark Pope overall, but the pace is used to counter, and it's totally different from what those guys are wanting to play with a very high tempo. Whereas those coaches are running blackjack tables and wanting to see as many cards as possible. Texas Tech says we're going to hit more aces and twos more than you anyway. I don't want to give you a chance to beat the dealer, so I want to see less cards. This team's loaded with shooters. They've got Walton, Anderson, Williams, all great shooters. You also need to take a look at guys like Elijah Hawkins, who is a significant contributor for this team. He's quick, crafty, very good floater shot. He can score, but he's really a better facilitator overall. In fact, in the backcourt, you would prefer him to try to beat you as a scorer instead of a passer. He's more lethal creating for others. Elite level passer, and he just sees the floor extremely well. Think about good point guards on the SEC like Zakai Ziegler. Then you got Darian Williams, major contributor for this team, versatile forward, big body type, and he can also step out and shoot a three for this team. Now, one thing to note about this Texas Tech team is that they've been without star Chance McMillan so far in the NCAA tournament. But this season, Texas Tech, like Arkansas, has had to deal with these injury issues. Tech has seen multiple games either being down McMillan, Toppin, or Williams. And this team has found ways to win this year. So what does Arkansas need to do in this game? Well, one thing that Arkansas fans, Razorback fans, will notice before the ball is tipped is that they have more size than Texas Tech. Each of Arkansas's front court players active right now, pending another possible one who might factor into this game, Brazil, Adu, and Big Z all have 1 inch to 5 inches on JT Toppin. When you go to the guards 1 through 5, you can see it also. This is a game that Arkansas is a heavyweight fighting a welterweight opponent. Arkansas wants to speed this game up. They want to lock down defensively, and they want to make this game very physical, force turnovers, get out and transition for those easy buckets, and up those chances for points on the break. This is a game that Arkansas wants to turn into a game about athleticism instead of their shooting ability. A perimeter defense is going to be paramount in this game. You are also going to want Jonas Adu to stay out of foul trouble as your best defensive big man in this game, facing somebody like JT Toppin. And like I said, he's got the size, he's got the defensive ability. That can be a big counterpoint in this game for the Razorbacks. And finally, you have to knock down some threes. Texas Tech is going to make some threes. Arkansas needs to knock down some threes, and they need to convert in the paint, get those efficiency numbers up to where they're matching Texas Tech's efficiency overall in this game plan. Guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, watching this short little video to get a little bit more insight here in the Sweet 16. I'm going to be back. I've decided I'm going to try to do this region by region. So I'm going to do another video here pretty soon on another team going through another region in the field out there, breaking it down. Be on the lookout for those if you're trying to get some more interest here on the Sweet 16 and looking at what you're possibly looking at in each possible matchup as we go forward. But guys, if you have not already, please like and subscribe to the Hoop Southbound Show. We greatly appreciate it. Welcome to the madness. And also, guys, if you have not checked out all those videos and everything else, we're coming back. Other than these little scouting videos and everything like that and these breakdowns, we're also going to be here at the end of each round of the NCAA tournament, breaking everything down, having some conversation about that stuff. So if you like, sports talk, that's what we're going to be talking about on those late nights, early mornings, probably when the episodes are coming out after each round in the NCAA tournament. So guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.